Hey, hello everyone. Hey, Nicole, Bonnie. I saw everybody up there in the beginning. Luann, how are you? Kathy, how's everyone doing? I know it's been a while. Karen, how are you? Laura, uh, how's everyone doing? I know it's been a couple of weeks. Um, Decided to come back on. Hey, Donna, Teresa, yeah, um, you guys reaching out, all the messages, all the posts. I got cards from so many people. Hey, Carrie. Messages, texts, flowers, candy.
Love and support.
Yeah. I mean,
Tons of it.
just a bunch of people reaching out. Hey, Susan, Denise. So I thank you guys for your posts. Your condolences. Your messages of support, everything. It was overwhelming. So many people reaching out to me and to my family, and so I appreciate that very much. It, rough time. Still dealing with it. Thank you again. I appreciate it. I just want to thank you guys again. You're all family. Um, you guys were all there. It, it it speaks volumes when people are showing up to the service that I know from here. My team members were all there to support me, and again, people just reaching out. So thank you all. You guys are great. Again, we preach all the time that this isn't just about us coming on here and doing these talks and doing the events that we do and all that. We do try to build a community, but you could say that word a million times over and it means absolutely nothing. But when you see that people, they care, more beyond just the seeing us in a building, Chris running from one room to another, saying the F word, yeah, that's entertaining. But it's more than that. We try to make it more than that, So
I do want to say to Alex, that's on here, and to the Raleigh family, that it was very touching and absolutely beautiful, beautiful arrangements that you sent, and it was noted. And thank you for that. Thank you. Not just from John, but from the whole family. So thank you. That was very kind of you.
yeah, and again, it I'm not going to get into you know all that happened and what happened, but it was sudden and it was hard, very, 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 very hard. So I do appreciate everyone, and I wasn't sure how long it would take before we came back on and we're doing anything. It's more a comfort thing for me. Um, but I wanted to get back on here. I wanted to do this because I did want to thank everyone, and I wanted to touch base with you guys have become, you know, such good friends and extended family, and again, Celine, Dan. There's so many people that were there for me that you know all I could think of is I love the movie It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I watch it every year, and when times like that where people show up to support you and all those people reach out to you, it does feel like you matter and that people care, and that's the most important thing. In times like that.
It helps to lift you from the despair.
Well, it makes things a little easier.
Yeah.
But we are back, and we are getting into you know fortunate in that there was nothing at all New Jersey paranormal related going on during that whole thing. If there was, of course,
Hey,
I wouldn't have been available for any of it.
I don't think I could have been. I was too sick
Yeah,
too.
we were and you know, even for the next one, which is with John Zaffis next weekend, um, I'll be there. It's just, it's not easy, when and I'm not going to get too much into this, and when my mom passed, uh, it was literally 4 years and 3 days separated my mother's passing from my sister, which was such a horrible coincidence. Um, and the paranormal stuff was hard for me after my mom because I I never lost anybody that close to me ever. I was fortunate 50 years of my life and never had I lost anybody that meant that much to me. And I was telling people, especially Chris, because Chris is the only one I talk to, of course, about everything. Um, it's easy to do what we do when you're not attached to the people that are in the building, the people that are connected to the objects. Of course, you try to connect with them in some level and interact with them and communicate, but there's nothing personal there. And after my mom passed, she was the first person that I knew that was over there. And it made it harder for me because it meant something different all of a sudden when it didn't for all those years. And now with my sister, who I was very close to, it it's like that again. I'm having a really hard time figuring out how I'm going to lock into doing that again. And to make, it's one of those things where I have to try and I have to see what it feels like for me. And, it brings me into, the Creeper Gallery, Donna Marion, who's on here, dear friend of mine. Donna's like another sister to me. I love Donna. I support Donna and everything she does. I know the Creeper is moving, and I'm very happy that she was able to find another place in New Hope where she
Beautiful
wanted to
location
be.
too.
And yeah, the new place looks awesome, and I'm sure she's going to make it incredible, probably better than the other one. And I want to be there for her to close the old building. She wants to do an investigation um, before it closes, so
That's
I
what we'll
want to
be
do
doing.
that for her because we were there, we were part of that when we're the ones who did the first investigation there,
And we're
and
going to
we'll
do the
do the
last.
last, and we'll do the first one in the new building as well, and again, I'll always be there for Donna, and we're going to support that new building, and we hope that you guys too. So that'll be like the first try for me, to get back in and see what that feels like because it is a feel thing, you know. Um,
You're getting a lot of people that are saying their condolences and
yeah, I
everything.
mean,
So thank you so much, guys, for all of that. That is, it means a
I
lot.
no, it I appreciate it so much, and you know, like I said, it's when you have that many people that care and send messages and reach out and send things and show up at the memorial. Um, it was really touching and moving for me, and it made me it did make me feel good, even the card I got a card today, the Barron Art Center, so our dear friends who we've known for 12, 15 years, showed up to my sister's memorial, and again, these are people that we met through doing New Jersey Paranormal. It's not just uh,
That's right, Celine.
going into buildings and trying to communicate with it. It's way, way more than that. And I'm happy that that does exist and that we've kind of grown this family, this community the way we have, where people do care about each other. Celine and Dan drove hours to be at at her memorial, and
And
it matters a lot.
the other thing I was telling John when we were coming back that night is that not only the support that you gave to John that you were there, but you guys were there supporting me too, and helping me keep this guy standing, and none of that goes unnoticed. And just absolutely 100% to John that when he was dealing with what he was dealing with, and I'm standing there next to him, to feel the love and the warmth that came off from all of the people that came, that it gave me strength. I mean, we don't think about those things, but other people give you strength when you're trying to hold somebody else up. So for that, eternally, just like what happened with my daughter, you guys are just friggin' amazing.
Yeah, and again, thank you all, because it does. It means the world. You know, I have my family, and Chris will tell you, my family's small. You know, I was very close with my mom, very close with my sister. I have two older siblings that were not as close, but you know, with the exception of my kids, that's the family I have. You know, and Chris and I. You know, so I feel like this is an extended part of you know of what who we are and what we built, and again the people that were there that we know that knew each other. It like I said, it definitely made me feel better. But thank you guys so much. You know, trying to get back into things, it's been a day-to-day thing. I try here and there, and you know, your mind, you know, does what it does, your emotions do what they do, and you kind of say, let me put that back down for a while and get back to it. And you know, I'm starting to get back into at least, you know, doing things I need to do that have been on hold for 2 weeks or more. Um, and you know, we do have things that we're committed to doing. Whether I'm ready or not, they will still happen with or without me. Um, you know, the one thing about stuff like this, and I know I apologize to you guys if you wanted to hear stuff about paranormal, and I'll get to that eventually.
Thanks,
But
Roger.
we've always been more than about just the paranormal stuff, and we do try to connect with everyone. Um, you question a lot of things, and this is going to be kind of a roundabout kind of thing. Um, you know, when stuff like that happens, you wonder, you know, I go so deep down the rabbit hole as it is in life, with especially with getting older, and then when something like that happens, it makes you think even more. You know, um, I'm not getting any younger. Chris isn't getting any younger. I see that, you know, she was just sick before all of this happened. She was sick for days, and I think, um, how long can we keep doing what we do at the pace that we do it? You know, and I love doing it. I do, but I also want to look out for her well-being, and be considerate of that, and things that I want to do, you know, going forward with whatever how much time I have left. Um, so yeah, I think a lot about that, and then I think of um, what I've seen in the paranormal field lately in the last 3 4 months. It's just a garbage pile of people attacking each other, um, posting videos, you know, calling people out. Everyone is fake. And it's really really ugly, uglier than it's ever been, and it's a reflection of our society and the way things have been
there's
for
a
a
tearing
while.
down instead of building, and it's disheartening.
And I look at that and I think, you know, we could be an island, and we could leave all that stuff out there, and it doesn't exist, and we've done that for years and years and years, but it's getting worse and worse and worse, and my entire feed is filled with people calling people fake, and making videos, and I'm just like, no matter what your beliefs are, and you know what you think, um, you don't have to attack people and shred them and really burn their house down. You know what I mean?
I think
Unless they're really, really fraudulent fakes who are making money off of lying to people. And then that's different, and whatever happens with that happens. But um, if they're people that are just in the field doing what they're doing, um, again, you don't have to believe what I believe. Um, you don't have to think the way I think,
or like what you do.
or like the things that we
It's
do.
okay.
But it's one of those things where, yes, you can't prove what we do beyond the shadow of a doubt scientifically. That's the truth. 100%. I'll be the first to tell you that. 100%. None of the gadgets we use prove the existence of spirits. None of them. Zero. They measure the environment. They react to different things that are going on around them, with the exception of a digital recorder. When you catch an actual voice, that's a little hard to disprove when you're have the right conditions. But again, there with things like that that you can't prove beyond a shadow of a doubt and show people an actual spirit. You're never going to convince these people otherwise. And
but it's not even just about that, is it? It's just that hatred of poisoning, or I don't like the way someone's doing something, or I'm going to call someone out because they're not. And there was a thing I came across that really resonated. And rumors are carried by haters, spread by fools, and accepted by idiots. And that kind of, like, when I read that, I was like, huh. And it was a sign somewhere in a place that we visited, like an antique shop. And I was just like, it speaks volumes. And what I see out there is like, and I just had this conversation with John before we came on. Somebody got an email from somebody that somebody is fake and somebody is this and somebody is that. And all of a sudden, the person's doing a podcast, putting that stuff out there just based on what somebody sent them in an email. And that's scary because it's almost like everybody's pointing at, okay, I want to draw attention to that person because I have an issue with that person. I want to draw, and it's just, we forget that when you're pointing and you're attacking, or you're sending drones out there to attack for you, it has an effect. It's a human being on the other side of that. We're all imperfect. We all do things that might upset another person for whatever, even not intentionally. And we're all just trying to exist and do our own thing. And it's just crazy in my mind how anybody could think that it's okay to just go after people and demolish them. And I will never take part in it. I don't want nothing. I'm imperfect. I have a lot of flaws. And at any point in time, anyone could tear me apart and just, but I'm a much stronger person in the aspect of I'm confident in who I am and I'm comfortable with what I do. And I believe in what I do. And I would never put anything falseness out there unknowingly to anyone. But it just scares me, the world that we have become, where this has connected us all as human beings, and we're forgetting the human being side of it, the empathy, the compassion, the I don't have to like someone. I don't have to believe in what they're doing or what they're saying, because I do believe in the adage that is that people who are doing wrong will eventually be revealed, because they reveal themselves. They always do. We don't have to do it, because when you do that, you're tainting yourself and bringing yourself into it. And it just, I told John, it's just like, it's a world that's just, I don't know what it is. I don't want to see anybody reap what they sow. It's not pretty. I take no pleasure in seeing somebody suffer, even if they deserve it. You?
Well, I just think, again, I just think that even if I don't agree with what people do and how they do it, and even if I do think that there are those out there who, I watch some of these YouTube videos and stuff, and I like, okay, whatever, it's what they do. Um, I would never go on New Jersey Paranormal and show a video and trash people and say, look at this, look at that, this, let's not me. I wouldn't do it. I also wouldn't kind of repeat what others say either about people that they accuse of this or that or this. But there are those people out there. And it's hard to exist in this space, same space as those type of people because unfortunately social media has given them a voice and it only takes 3, 4, 5 of them to really amplify that voice and really start tearing people down. So again, that's why we've always kind of stayed isolated. And I work with the people I trust. We we don't deal with these other people. Whatever they do and however they do it, that's on them. But I'm just talking about from the perspective of just proving that there are spirits among us. One of the things that struck me during the ceremony for my sister, there was a deacon there. And the funny thing about my family, and I've told this story before, is that all of my siblings went to Catholic school except for me. They all made their communions or confirmations. I was baptized, and that was it. I don't know why my mom really didn't push the church on me so much. I guess her opinion might have changed by the time I came around. I was the youngest, or not. But the deacon, and again, this is no offense to anybody who believes in any specific religion. The deacon was saying things from his perspective about the afterlife and heaven. And it was the common story of we'll all see each other again. And, and again, to people who believe that, that's very comforting. And I said to Chris afterwards, because, you're emotional and you're in your head way too much. And that's my problem in everyday life. And it's even worse now with this. But, I envy those people. Kathy, I know Kathy is a very religious person. I envy that. I really, really do. Because if I had that kind of faith in belief and that this is just the way it is, and I could have faith in that, and this is what
it would give you comfort.
Oh, please. I would never have any fear of losing anyone or passing myself, but I don't have that. And that's what made me really dive into this field even more so, is because I need that proof. I need it. I need it. And I need it. It can't just get it once. I need to compile it on top of each other till it gets to the point where not only do I believe there's something, I thirst, hunger for
but you want
the
proof
answer
of
how it works and that it's a definitive. I'll never get that. I'll never get that until it happens for me. And it frustrates me because the older you get, the closer you are to needing that answer, and especially when you go through with what just happened.
You want assurances.
Yeah. So, in some cases, it does come down to, I've talked to skeptics a lot. I know Jason Hawes is on with Kenny Biddle. You may have heard that name before. I can't put him in my brain and have him experience the things that I have. I can't do that because I didn't capture them on camera. Some of them, I saw a full body apparition of a girl. I've seen things move on their own. I've seen these things, and there was no logical explanation for any of them. But I can't plug him into my brain and have him relive that experience. So for him, it's based on how his beliefs, what he thinks of the science behind paranormal investigating, and that's it. But for me, I've experienced it. So it gives me, a little.
There is no measurement for someone's personal experience.
Yeah, but it's not about that. We're talking about proof of the afterlife and of spirits, because this is what a lot of these people try to knock when they say this one's faking and that one's faking and this and that and the other. It's, the there is nothing that exists that could give us that actual proof. They haven't
Right.
created the piece of equipment or technology. Maybe with AI and virtual reality, we'll get to that point at some point where we can see if there is a veil, where that veil is, and what insight beyond that veil. But as of right now, we work with what we have based on ideas and principles and theories of, so that's really it. It frustrates me that again, skeptics I'm okay with. It's okay to be a skeptic and not believe. I've dealt with those my whole entire life. I was one for many years. But the people that just literally set their sights on and go after and trash, and they're posting videos and they're analyzing, and those are the ones where it's just like, you put someone's name on it, you get a bunch of clicks, you get a bunch of whatever, but it's just like,
I think my problem is when people are doing it and you've never met and you've never experienced and you've never been there yourself. Like you're out there going after people who you've probably never worked with or had a conversation.
That shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't, but I think it makes it, for me, it makes it doubly worse because
I don't think that should matter.
I'm saying it's wrong across the board. I'm just saying it, for me, there is, we all have opinions. We're all humans, and we all take things in and we process things in our mind, and then we spit out our conclusions. And some people feel it's my conclusion, it's my thought process, and I'm going to put out what I think. And that's based on my experience with this individual. But we've got people who go out there who don't even know people, that are going by other things that are being said.
Well, it's different if it's based on other people. But if you actually, I could never meet the person, and I won't mention the person's name. I saw a video of a guy kick a door and say that he heard a knock somewhere.
Right.
That's different. I could look at that video and say they found proof. It's BS that person did this and that wasn't a real knock. That's different. I would never make a video where I posted that and said, call out this guy. No. Everybody should go to this guy. I think he's been, like you said, that person will probably get their own somehow. It'll come around. Called out, but it's not for me to do, and I don't agree with doing that. But I just don't like the way the field is lately. Like I said, it's been like the last 3 or 4 months, and it's just going to get worse. It really. It's gotten
away from doing the actual investigation and trying to learn and figure things out and see if we can find even just a smidgen of an idea of an answer, or maybe in a direction, or try different things and experiment and become just something completely ugly and just not recognizable.
No, I think, again, some are just content creators that know they're going to get likes and views by stepping on others, and this is the society.
That's short-lived too. Yeah. That'll go away too.
Not if they find another person to do it to, and another.
Well, and I'm sure they're eventually going to go around. I mean, if I have an agenda, and I don't like 12 people on that side, so my agenda is going to be, once I'm done with this person, now I'm going to just start on that one, and I'm going to start, and any little thing is going to give me cause to create and do that. And this is what I'm talking about: the fallacy of no longer being a compassionate, moral, ethical human being, because you're not, it's not an invisible person you're doing this to. This isn't some figment character from a movie. These are human beings that are being destroyed and ripped apart. I have a huge problem with that.
Well, take a look around. It's everywhere.
I don't like it.
I'm just saying it's everywhere.
I don't like it.
No, but Patricia brings up the Expo. The Expo is one of those fortunate enough where it's a bubble into itself, where people come there with good intentions, with good attitude, good energy. They're there for all the right reasons. We've been doing it for 10 years. Maybe 1 or 2 people we've had to have escorted out of there in all that time. And that was for different reasons. But no, Para Unity, the Expo has always been a feel-good type of event. And we're mindful of that because we don't let in the garbage. I hate to say that.
We don't let in the drama.
Well, that's the garbage, in my opinion. And we know it exists. We know where it's at, and we don't let it in because we don't want that group, if you're yelling at that group and that guy.
No,
we just,
we want sharing.
We don't do that.
We want everybody colluding together and talking and having open discussions and learning and just
Thank you for that.
that's what's important to us and to people to come and enjoy and be a part of it.
So we the Kalani event that I released during the middle of that might have been a few days ago. That is sold out.
That's
believe
awesome.
it or not. That event went really, really quick. That's May 11th. So that sold out really quick. And Kalani's a good guy. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again. I know he's had his travels all around Europe and the UK. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again. And again, that building went really that event went really quick. So we're working with John Zaffis next week at Camp Evans, which I'm looking forward to. The Centenary University event on April 27th has only one ticket left. I'm going to try to convince her to open that up to 2. So, because one ticket's really hard to sell. So I'll try to convince her to add another one to that so that one can be sold out. Mm-hmm. Donna was forced to move the Creeper Gallery relocating. Do you think Madeline? Okay. I've seen people.
Roger says I'll take it.
Okay. I've seen people ask that question on Donna's page. And my answer to that would be anything and everything is possible. Hypothetically, if the spirit of Madeline was connected to Donna, then it is possible that the spirit could follow her. But if Madeline only exists in that building for whatever reason, then Madeline stays there. Madeline was there when Donna got there. So Madeline may continue,
she just may stay with the land
to be there. Yeah.
We don't know. I mean,
something about that building.
She asked how you felt too when we heard the news.
About what?
About it closing.
We knew for a while. Yeah. We just couldn't say anything. Donna was getting notices from the owner of the building saying that they were going to start construction in March. She was trying to do everything she could to find a place in lots of different areas she wanted to stay in New Hope. I'll let Donna tell that story for herself. We'll get her on here. But I'm happy for her. I really am. Because
it's Donna's a beautiful place she's going to.
A good person. Donna's a fighter. Donna's not a quitter. And I think she'll be really more successful down there, and it'd be something new for us to get into and see, what goes on there as opposed to the way it worked at the other building. You never know. Will there be any ceremony to say, that's a good question. I think Creeper is pretty much closed. I think. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there'll be any ceremony as far as if you came and went there, then, you were there. If not, we'll be there Wednesday night. That's the plan for us to do our final live stream from the old Creeper Gallery, the Red Room, Wednesday night at 7:30-ish. So who knows? Again,
I wonder, I have a unique little thing, and maybe we'll discuss this one. I wonder if she takes a piece of the building with her. If Madeline would come, if she asked her to come.
The toys. I mean,
the toys are what she brought in to make her when she was destroying things because she wanted. So I'm curious if it's possible if you bring a piece of something, if she would come. It'd be unique to find out. It's one of those things maybe we can discover.
Donna's not moving that far. I mean, you go down her road, make a right, and she's down a ways, but that's about it.
Yeah, she's just around the corner.
But we haven't been inside the store. Chris and I wanted to get out on Wednesday because, again, it's just been, it's been rough. The days have been so long. I'm used to being, when everything started, I was at the hospital every day for 2 weeks, all day, and then I wasn't, and I didn't know what to do with myself, and I was dealing with what I was dealing with. So we went to New Hope. And we decided we're going to look around. This was Wednesday. Yeah. It was raining. We went by the new building. We looked in the windows. I've offered Donna. I know they were packing things up today. We'll probably go there Wednesday to help her out and pack up some more stuff, and that's when we're just going to stay and do our live from there. So I'll get to see the new space. I have an idea, but didn't really get to see how much room there is and what the red room is going to look like, and you know, we'll see. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's somewhere different. What we have to see what the difference is between that's a busy road, Main Street. So we'll see what happens when we investigate there. We can deal with, foot traffic in the summertime is going to be crazy. So that'll be rough. Anyway, but we do have more stuff going on.
Yeah, nobody can go down in the basement. I know a few people asked if we're going to go back and invest. We can't. They have things torn up and they're doing things.
They're digging up around that building.
There's no way the basement can be accessible.
So one of the things that I was working on right before everything happened was Steve Gonzalez from Ghost Hunters joining us on the event. And literally days before my sister was rushed to the hospital, I did come to an agreement with the person who represents him for him to do something. So honestly, I don't remember the date. My mind is mush. But, as far as I know, we're still doing that. So that will be at the Sterling Hill Mine. So Steve will be there along with the Wraith Chasers will also be there. That I know is in September.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool to work with Steve and do an event with him. So something to look forward to. And again, the Wraith Chasers will be there.
That's at the mine?
Yeah. They'll be there in September. Steve will be there. I'm not sure when Steve will be there. My brain is just mush. So again, we're going to move forward. Keep doing what we do. Again, my teammates, my paranormal family, I can't thank them enough for being there for me through all of this, reaching out all the time, being there at the memorial service. It really, again, it speaks volumes to the kind of friends that they are, and we're not just there for each other for the good stuff, going into these buildings and eating at diners, late at night. When things happen, we're there for each other as well. So it's another thing I wanted to say. But sleepover at the mine. Again, that was something I was talking about before everything happened. I'm going to try, it's one of those things where, I try to lock my brain around one thing and I do that one thing. And then you guys mentioned another thing and I'm like, oh, there's that thing too, where normally I'm a machine, So I'm getting, like I said, little by little, I'll talk to Bill and we'll figure that out. It's something I want to do too. We talked about it before everything happened.
I'm not staying overnight in the mine. I'll be there for some, but I will not stay overnight in the mine. Just so y'all know, not doing.
the plan going forward. Like I said, I've given this stuff some thought. With what I want to do, and going forward after this year. It's honoring all of our commitments, which we always do. I love the people we work with, the buildings we work with. I still want to support them. But next year, I want to do more things. I want to build it in so that we can do those things I was talking about, where we as a group with different people can go to a place where it's only 10, 15 of us and rent that place, ghost hunt that place, and have a good time there.
Where we all can experience for the first time together, right? And just be really cool.
Yeah, so I like the idea of doing that at least 3 or 4 times next year. So that's kind of my goal going forward for next year is, to have at least 3 or 4 of those with people that we could just take day trips and hang out at night and do that. I think that'll be a really good time because we've had a good time doing that at places like the Shanley and other at the Hoover.
House,
The months I have in September, are you doing? That's months away, and I have until September. And how are you doing? Um, not low, not like Strangest Games. That'll be different than that. That's a big production. Strangest Games. So it's not gonna be anything like that. It'll just be us and you guys going somewhere. But I did have plans to have people on. Actually, what's her name? Judy Hartke was supposed to come on and to do the past life reading and the art that she does. But no, I'm in no way near in the headspace to do that. Chris could do that alone, I guess. I can't be here for that because I'm not in the space of where I can be around people doing that. Just not there yet.
If you want to set it up, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do any lives with one supporting John, but I was really, I couldn't even be there for John for like a whole week because I was really ill.
She was literally quarantined. I had to stay away from her because being in the hospital, I had to wear a gown, gloves,
and
mask,
I had a lung infection,
a
so
visor,
it was pretty bad.
Everything. So, yeah, I couldn't go near her.
No,
so
I couldn't have. I had for a whole week. This guy had to deal with everything on his own. It was brutal. It was
really rough. So, that's what we're at. That's what we're doing. We will be back on, more often. Today is, what is today? Saturday? God, I'm so used to doing things on Saturday. I have no idea that today was Saturday.
Yeah, today's Saturday.
But we'll be back. Like I said, we'll try to get back on more regularly. I miss doing it. It's such a weird thing to say, but like going through, that period of time, I did kind of like feel like I had to just, update, let people know that we were going to come back and that, nothing had happened to us. It was just something that was happening and we weren't going to be here for a while because, like I said, we started this thing when COVID was going on and we built this whole community and it continues to grow. People reaching out. It's so funny because I'm getting emails that when we weren't doing anything from people that I guess don't follow, Facebook or anything. And they're like, hey, I haven't seen anything on YouTube. I haven't seen anything.
What happened to you guys?
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Or are you guys going to be coming back on again? We miss you guys. And I'm just like, wow, what do we do? That's so.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm interesting. You.
Me, I'm just a little
so much.
Fizzle fluff on the side.
Fizzle fluff. That's a good word.
Hey
Taylor. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, like I said, the Creeper Gallery will be the first kind of, and I have to be careful because.
Hey, Brian.
I don't know what the word to use. Fragile, I guess, is a good word. I can't pick a piece that's going to trigger me because I am fragile. And if the wrong piece comes up with the wrong story, it's not going to be a good thing for anyone, including me. So I need to do things that are going to be just, you know what I mean? Just general, where I could just have a conversation and try to communicate with whoever might be connected with it. But it can't be in any way, shape, or form related to anything that I've been through or that I'm going through, because I am on that line of just keeping it together.
A little spark to just send them on to a, and again, it's understandable.
Yeah,
it's just like you got me through mine, I get you through yours, and everybody else on here. And Brian and Taylor are on right now, and Alex knows that I said thank you. But Brian, I told Ann I wanted to say thank you for those absolutely stunningly beautiful arrangement that you sent. It was noted and really appreciated. So thank you.
Yeah,
it died, Ann.
Yeah, I see it up above your head there. It's good to know that people care. And we've seen examples of that many times between us with things we've gone through. And, we try to we try to give back as much as we can when it comes to the people we know in this field and what we try to do. And it's good to know that it's at least appreciated, and that we do have real friends and people that care and support us.
And a footnote to what just John said, and we had talked about this earlier. Please remember, social media and putting out stuff about other people that's bad and tearing them down is really not a good thing to do. Don't do it. I mean, I know we have angst, and I know people upset us, and just don't do it. Not on social media. Don't hurt people. We all have, this is a glaring, obvious point on, we all have things we deal with, whether it's health issues, someone passing, burdens that nobody knows that we deal with privately. So, let's not add to the pain that's already out there. I know you look at me
You're
like I'm
constantly
crazy.
hitting my shoulder.
I'm hitting your shoulder.
Annoying me.
Oh, I'm annoying him.
You're talking and you're literally doing this.
Poor guy.
And I'm just sitting there, every time you make a point, I get a rap. And I'm just like,
maybe I'm telling him to be nice.
Could you make a point without hitting me every single time? That's how I know the point is over, because I get a.
Well.
But.
Did it hurt?
It was. I mean, it was kind of like I'm just listening like everybody else, and I'm just like, why am I getting a rap on the?
Why?
You think that's what she's doing? She's trying to hammer home the point by tapping me on the shoulder. No, it takes way more than that. Way more than that.
Trust me.
Harder, yeah. Yeah, they were love. You think they're love pats, Lauren? I don't think so. It's like sitting with the teacher and having her hit you with the ruler on the hands,
What would I do without you?
I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'm a Satan. I am.
So it's just the guy we all know and love.
Yeah.
Right here.
Patient. Want me to get my action figure? Yeah, I can show you.
We do. I adore this man. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for
Lynette's
this man.
glow spray tanning. I have to comment on that because I've seen
awesome.
it several times, and I'm sorry, but glow spray tanning, is that that's a thing where they spray?
Yes.
So you're not in a booth thing. They're spraying the tan on you. That's what that is. Excuse me. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. Hey, Jennifer.
Maybe I'll get one of those.
Thank you for your beautiful card, Jennifer. There was a lot of you that sent cards and did, and trust me, we read them all. They were very touching and made a big difference. And for all of those that donated to the charity that was on there, thank you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know all that. No, I that was my nephew.
And Brian, we love you too.
The big disease that's in my family is called neurofibromatosis type 2. I've talked about this before. Your body produces tumors, and they wrap around really, really vital nerves in your brain, on your spine, in your face, everywhere. And the charity that my nephew posted on the obituary was the Children's Tumor Association for, again, children who develop this horrible disease and have to deal with it. So they've received several donations, and I had people reaching out to me that I was really surprised, that they would, that they were doing that, taking the time to doing that, and there was real concern there, and if you've been through this, and lots of us have, what it's like. It helps to talk about it, for sure, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just dealing with the emotion and the things that happened, and trying to just weather all of that, and like I said, I love my sister, and I miss her, so we were really, really close. She was only 3 years older than me. And I have an older brother who's way older than me. I have an older sister. I made the statement at the eulogy that I had one sister that would beat me up all the time when I was a kid. And then there was Sandy, my sister that just passed. And Sandy was just She was great.
I heard she was nothing but joy.
She was great. She was funny. She was just so much fun to be around. She was crazy. And I tell the story to everyone, and I'm sorry I'm going on about this. I know, again, we're not paranormal stuff here, but she made the mistake of letting a 17-year-old young man who couldn't drive very well, although he didn't know it at the time, letting him use her convertible, brand new convertible, often. And um, it was early in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to go somewhere and get something to eat, like, diner or whatever. I forget where I was going. And I took her car, brand new car, without her permission, but she always let me use it anyway. And if you know anything about West Orange, that's where I grew up. I drove up, called the hill. It's like a snake road type of thing. It was raining. I didn't know anything about hydroplaning. I didn't even know it was a thing. I drive up the hill fast. I drive down the hill fast. And coming down the hill, I hydroplane. I spun out of control. I hit the divider. I went into the woods. And when I came to, I knew I was upside down in the car. I heard the radio was playing Poison, Nothing But a Good Time. I still remember it like it was yesterday. And I opened my eyes and I knew I was upside down. And every TV show I had ever watched, the car blew up when it crashed. So I got out of the car. I went to the road, which was way away from where I ended up. And there was a guy who ran past me, went to the car and said, "Were you in that car?" And I was concussed. So I was kind of out of it. And they called the ambulance, the cop car. I didn't need to go in the ambulance, but the cop drove me home. And I had to tell my sister what had happened. So I was just like, I wrecked her brand new car. And she needed it for work and taking her son back and forth and all that, and my nephew. And I was dreading that ride back to the house because I was so ashamed and I couldn't believe what I did. And yes, I survived it. And I came in, I went upstairs. The cop was with me, the police officer was with me. And she's like, "What happened? What happened?" And I said, "I had an accident. I wrecked your car." And she went, "You what?" I said, "I was coming down Eagle Rock Avenue. I lost control and I wrecked your car." And she said, she looked at the police officer and he said, "It's total." And she looked at me, no anger whatsoever. I'm sure she was mad. I'm sure. Who could have not have been mad? She must have been furious. She put her hand on my arm because she saw I was getting upset. And I felt horrible for what I did. And she said, "We can replace that car. We can't replace you." That was my sister in a nutshell. That was our relationship. And she meant it. And I'm sure she was angry afterwards. And I'm sure she complained to my mom and she complained to all of her friends that her stupid little brother trashed her car, a brand new car.
Or maybe
But
she didn't.
she never, ever laid a guilt trip on me. She never yelled at me for it. She never, it was just, it was forgiven. And her and I were always, always like that. Always. Even as we got older. I mean, if you saw us together before she lost the ability to really see and speak, anytime we were together, we were joking. Her and I back and forth, and it's really hard to lose that,
Yeah.
But like I said, I appreciate everyone for reaching out, and we'll get back to doing what we do. And like I said, looking forward to seeing you guys at the events.
Your older sister did say that those beatings is what turned you into the man you are today.
I'm sure a lot of abusers say things like that. But honestly, looking forward to seeing you guys at events, coming back on here and talking with you guys. Even during COVID, this was therapeutic. And again, we grow as a community, and we share our paranormal thoughts and our ideas about the afterlife and whatever happens, and we'll continue to do that. So appreciate you guys joining us. It's good to be back. Good to see all the familiar names and comments, and we'll probably be back again on probably Monday, and then we'll come back on Wednesday from the Creeper Gallery, and we'll see you guys soon.
Guys, haven't said this in a while, but stay safe, stay healthy, because there's some nasty stuff going around out there. So make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Please, I'll say this with my dying breath. Be kind to each other. Be nice to each other. Say nice things to each other. And if you don't have something nice to say, just don't say anything. But kindness does matter. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. See you soon.